Hello and welcome to the second season of my podcast. I'm your host, Mehermeet Chandani. I'm a mother with a story, a business leader with a vision, and a transformative coach whose mission is to guide leaders strengthen the relationship they have with themselves so they can thrive in all areas of their lives. This podcast is in collaboration with Light Digital, and I have selected the serene corner at Casa Luso because the space provides my guests an opportunity to express their energy and share their thoughts freely. So today I have with me Christine Assouad. She is the CEO of Dunkin Lebanon and Semsom, a Lebanese cuisine chain of restaurants. She's been leading restaurant brands from 27 years. She has a very strong background in leadership, entrepreneurship, strategic planning, team development, mentoring, and coaching. Her passion is delivering excellence in customer service, product quality, and innovation. In addition to the role of a CEO, she's also a board member to F&B companies in the Middle East and delivers workshops for companies and organizations in UAE, Saudi, Kuwait, and Lebanon. She has extensive experience in business development, franchising, and acquisitions. And she's committed to supporting female entrepreneurs through her brand, the Catalyst of Growth. Welcome, Christine, and thank you for being here.
Thank you, Meher. I'm very, very happy to be here.
I appreciate you coming here. What I want to start with, I'm going off script, but what I want to start with is how do you maintain your energy from the time I have seen you? Every single time. You have this amazing calmness, vibrance, and this beautiful energy of motivation, drive, excellence that even the people who know you can only keep complimenting you for it. So what's the secret to that?
It's funny you start with this because this is the question that I receive the most. How do you keep this energy and how do you do everything that you do? And my answer is very simple. I manage my energy like I manage my time, my business, or anything that needs to be managed. So energy is like a bucket. There are some things that will add to your energy bucket and there are some things that's gonna drain you.
Beautiful.
And knowing what adds to your energy bucket and what drains you is very important. And I use multiple techniques. The first one, I call it the sandwich technique. So when I know something is gonna drain my energy, I always put before and after something that's gonna raise my energy level.
That's
and
amazing.
Second, yeah, and
I've never heard this before. This is amazing.
Yes, this is something I came up with because at the end of the day, you want to keep your energy level, and not everything is going to increase your energy. Some things are gonna drain you, and that's part of life. So the whole thing is to know about them and to manage them. So when I'm planning my calendar, I plan my time, but I also plan my energy, and this is one of the tricks I use to keep this energy level most of the time.
So, when they say that before you enter, your energy enters the room, yeah. I think that's so true with you.
I think it's very true with everyone. And I divided everyone in my life in two groups. I call them the sun and the moon. So you have the sun people, when they enter the room, exactly like you're saying, you feel that sunshine came with them. And then you have others that will suck the energy out of the room. So I call them the moon. And knowing also around you, because you're the energy of people that are around you as well,
Absolutely.
So knowing who is sun and who is moon also is important to manage. So when I'm very tired, and one of my moon friends would call, I'll just text back, super busy day, I'll call you tomorrow. Because I know I don't have the energy to be able to give her. So managing your energy is as important as managing anything else. Because if you don't have energy, even if you have time, so what's the point?
Yeah, absolutely. And I love what you said that, if there's a friend who needs more of your energy, you rather speak to her in a time when you have more energy to give.
Absolutely.
I love the intention that every person you speak to, you want to be able to give your full to that person.
Yes,
that's so beautiful.
And your energy is on you. It's on you to protect your energy like you protect anything else. And some people will add to your energy bucket and some people will deplete your energy. It's not like good or bad people, you know?
Yeah.
It's just the way that there is this transfer of energy. So knowing that and making sure that you're at the right time with people that add or deplete your energy is very important.
That's amazing. That's really, really amazing.
I didn't think we will be starting with this, but I'm loving it already.
So that was not on the list, but I just couldn't help asking you that because I was like, you know, we need to start with that kind of energy, and that is the basis of all, right?
Yeah,
you are
absolutely.
meant to be who you are meant to be if you are able to retain your energy, like you rightly said.
Yeah.
And you can do more in life if you are able to manage your energy well.
Yes, and actually as a leader. So if you have a leader that has zero energy, would you be inspired by them? Of course not. So it's even more important as leaders, whether men or women, you know, to take care of your energy and make sure that you come into the room with the positive energy so that you can inspire and you can lead people around you.
That's so true. So this podcast is more about, you know, being yourself, coming alive, being able to thrive rather than just survive.
Yeah.
So I want to know that how do you incorporate being alive? I think you've answered this question by your energy, but I'll still ask you, how do you incorporate your energy into your daily life, and you know, what does it personally mean to you being alive on this journey and not just living?
I love the question and I love the intention of the podcast. First is knowing what you want from life. You know, even when I mentor business leaders, I start with what do you want from your life, not what do you want from your business. Because once you have clarity of what you want from your life, and this changes with time. What I want today is very different than what I wanted when I was 20 years old or 30 years old, you know. So, but having a clear understanding of what do you want automatically helps you get there. Because if you don't know where you're heading, you're going to go all over the place.
Absolutely.
But if you have clarity of what do you want from every aspect of your life, not only career. Career is only a small part of our life. We have the career, the family, our relations with others, growth, personal growth, etc. There are so many aspects of our life that help us thrive and be extremely happy and not only survive. So number one is really knowing what you want. And second, like going there and doing what it takes to be able to get there.
Amazing. Can you share a pivotal moment or experience that transformed your approach from living to thriving?
I would say that I learned the most from the biggest issues and problems and crises and challenges that I had during my life. So moving to Dubai was a pivotal moment because it was like probably the worst time. I just ended a divorce, multiple crises in Lebanon. We were out of money, the banks disappeared, like so many different things. Then the explosion in Beirut, I was afraid for the safety of my kids. So I moved as a single mom in the middle of COVID with two daughters to Dubai. It was a very, very tough moment. And I think this is where I started, focusing on myself more, focusing on my mindset, doing workshops on energy, on mindset, on different things that really helped me move from the point where I was to a place where I'm probably one of the happiest moments of my life now. So the whole thing is that it's on you. And the worst things, when you look back, you really feel that they were the pivotal moment that helped you go from one level to the next.
So I like to say, there are situations and challenges that make us the victim in our life. And then it's our job to become the victor again.
I don't like the victim.
You don't like the
I
name?
don't like the because like victim means that it's because of other people or something else.
Yes.
So
but we often consider ourselves victims, right? So
yes,
how do you
but
change
let's flip
that?
it. If you look at any situation, and my grandmother used to say that God will not send you a problem you cannot solve. So instead of focusing on the problem, focus on the solution because you can solve it. So whenever I'm faced with a situation and a challenge, and we have plenty, and I had plenty of challenges in my life, at the end of the day, you look at the challenge and consider it a challenge. Okay, so now I'm being challenged to overcome this and to find a solution to this, and I'm capable of finding a solution, or else it wouldn't have come to me. So the whole thing, if you're a victim or if you consider yourself a victim, this means that it's on someone else or it's because of something else.
You're blaming something
exactly.
else.
So it's about taking accountability. This is why I try to move people from this victim mindset, because when you're a victim, you consider that it's not you, it's others. But when you take accountability, then you can flip and change the narrative.
So, in your deepest and darkest moments, did this learning, were you able to walk the path of this learning? Or
but sometimes it takes time.
Yeah.
Like sometimes, because I consider myself a positive person. So every time I used to have a negative feeling, I will shove it away. Like I don't want to feel anything negative because like I'm a positive person. But then I realized that negative feelings are also part of us and part of our growth. So I learned that there are different steps when you go through a negative feelings, which is anger, denial, depression, bargaining, and then you get to acceptance. So understanding that it's a cycle that sometimes goes back and forth. So when I'm going through something difficult or when I have something negative, now I sit with it. Like I really try to go from one step to the other. And some days I just cancel everything and stay at home and stay in bed,
so
and I eat ice cream, you know. So it's like sometimes you need to take the time to process the negative feelings until you can go back and pick the pieces again and grow from
That's
there.
beautiful. So you love yourself, you are kind to yourself, and you give yourself that time to be able to process your emotions.
And this is new. Like in the past, I used to try to want to shove the negative emotion. Now I sit with it. Like I take my time to go through this so that I can build back again. You know?
That's beautiful.
And with time, you go faster. You become really faster at handling these negative emotions.
So what would you say are the key ingredients for thriving and moving away from this victim mindset?
First is working on your mindset, working on yourself, you know, loving yourself. I know this is a topic that you talk about a lot. Accepting yourself with your positive, your flaws, like this is who you are and you love yourself for who you are. But first is really working on your mindset, believing that good things are happening to you, believing that you have potential to do whatever you want to do and be whoever you want to be, and work towards it. Because sometimes some people think that, okay, I have a positive mindset, I'm sitting and I'm waiting for positive things to happen. It's not gonna, you need to really work. But there is one concept that I learned recently, that is the concept of surrender. And for me, it was like completely difficult to understand because I'm someone who loves to control. So, what does surrender mean? But then I understood that surrender means that you know what you want. So you still control the outcome, you know where you're heading, you know what you want to accomplish. So in my case, I want to empower 100,000 female leaders. So this is very clear that the outcome. But I'm surrendering to the process, because at first I thought it would be only through entrepreneurs. So I started working with entrepreneurs. Then someone suggested to do workshop for corporates. So now female leaders are also in the corporate world. They are not only entrepreneurs. So it's just having clarity of what you want. I want to empower 100,000.
So have a goal.
Exactly, a clarity on your goal. And then surrendering on the process and on the way to get there. Because most of the time, the way to get there is very different than the way you thought it would be. It will be to get there.
That's so true. Even I learned in my journey that we can't control everything. And when I started off with my journey, I only wanted to become a fashion designer. And I thought that was my ultimate goal in life. But through life, I learned so much more about myself and understood that my purpose here on life is much more than being a fashion designer. And hence now I'm an author, I'm a coach, and everything came into my life. I think after I developed that muscle to surrender a little bit, and to be, I think, living in faith and understanding that I'm here for a purpose, and just show me the purpose, I would say, to the creator. Because I want the fulfillment to be alive. So that's when I think surrender really helped me as well.
Yeah.
So I can relate to that. That's beautiful.
And it's much more fun because like when things come your way differently, like you're surprised that there are new things coming your way.
Yes.
It's different than wanting to control every step.
Yes.
Because when you want to control every step, you're going to do things that you know already. While you're surrendering, you have other things coming your way, and it makes it much more fun.
And also, I think we are able to eliminate the anxiety that comes with, being able to monitor every step. When you surrender, you believe the universe is working for you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so true. So how do you navigate challenges and setbacks while maintaining a sense of thriving? Like we said, I mean, would that be considered in surrender, or?
Yeah, it's just understanding that the setbacks are part of the journey. And the setbacks are here to teach us something. So now let's say I submit a proposal and I'm super excited about something, and then I get a rejection on whatever I was submitting. I always look at it, okay, what is this setback trying to teach me? So what is it that I need to do differently to be able to become better next time? So for me, the setbacks are part of the learning and part of the journey to become better at what we do.
Absolutely. I think
so. The way you look at the setback also plays a big role.
Absolutely, I agree. So tell me a little bit more about the catalyst of growth. It's about fostering a community to contribute to individual and collective thriving and thinking, which I love. I mean, we've been speaking about that, and I really, really would love to learn more about that. So, and of course, also the listeners would love to know more about that.
So I started this journey a few years ago, and I started mentoring some female entrepreneurs. Actually, at that time, I was mentoring entrepreneurs, like men and female. And then I noticed that when I'm mentoring men, it's mostly about the business. But when I'm mentoring females, it's business and life and motherhood and everything in between. So this is why I decided to really focus on female leaders. During COVID, one of the ladies I was mentoring told me, why don't you give us a session on crisis management? So I brought 10 ladies I was mentoring at the time on a Zoom call, and this is where I discovered the power of the community. So one-to-one mentoring is great, but when you put like-minded people together and they see that they are not alone, what others are going through, they are going through. When they see someone else succeed, they say, okay, if she can succeed, I can succeed too. So this created this, what became the Empowering Tribe. So the Empowering Tribe is one of the products, if you want, of the Catalyst of Growth. It's about bringing female leaders together to learn and to learn, grow, and connect. Okay, so they learn from experts, and I would love to have you as a guest speaker at some point. So every other week we have guest speakers that are talking about different subjects that are important for female leaders. We have in-person meetings today in 4 cities, and we have 6 cities coming up this year as well. And we do some one-to-one mentoring as well if some people need it. But the whole thing is people come for the learning, and they learn a lot, and they always tell me that this really brings them different perspectives, but they stay for the community, for being together with this group of like-minded people, and they feel that they are never alone. Because entrepreneurship is a lonely journey, but we are surrounded with hundreds of other like-minded people, like you feel that you're not alone on your journey.
No, this is amazing, and thank you for making that impact on the world. Like, it's beautiful. Thank you.
I've been loving it, frankly. Like, it had
a
huge impact on 100%. My mission is to empower 100,000 female leaders. We're at around 2,000 now, so I still have a long way to go. And I'm very excited to be doing this and to be impacting others and to be learning so much from everyone.
No, more power to you on that, for sure.
Thank you.
So what does personal growth and self-awareness, self-love play in the journey of thriving?
Well, knowing yourself, knowing your strengths, your weaknesses, your leadership style, your communication style is very important, because once you have self-awareness, you know how to handle almost anything. And then understanding others, because for example, communication communication is not about you. It's about the person you're communicating to.
It's about being emotionally quotient.
Yes,
so you are able to understand other people's emotions
100%. Because the aim is not for you to say something. The aim is for the other person to understand what you're trying to communicate with them. So self-awareness is step one, and understanding and reading the room and reading who is there is step two, to become better at what you do. Because again, the aim is to get the message across. If I have a certain style and it's not working for you, I need to adapt to your style so that you understand what I'm trying to accomplish, and to inspire you to do what you're here to do.
And I think also it has a role to play when you become self-aware, and when you know yourself, you are able to understand the room better, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Like the more you know yourself, the more you love yourself, as you were saying, the more you have a better understanding of what your style, what you are mostly comfortable in, then automatically it's easier for you to adapt to others and get the messages across.
Beautiful. How do you think you set your goals? Like, when you started your journey, how did you how people fear? They fear that, I want to make this 100,000 women impact on these 100,000 women. So how do you take that first step towards starting to achieve your goals?
It obviously changed with time. So when I started, I had different kind of goals. I was much more career oriented and much more focused on my business. With time, I looked at my whole life. So for example, for the Empowering Tribe, the mission is to get to 100,000, because at that time I was at 100. So I wanted something that was a real stretch goal. So this is why we added 100,000. Like now, maybe when we get closer to 100,000, I'll have 1 million as a goal, because the goal is actually of course, it's a work in progress, and you never actually reach your goal, because every time you get closer, you push the goal a little bit further. So this is why it's very important to enjoy the journey. So I'm not frustrated that I'm not at 100,000 yet. I'm enjoying the fact that I'm moving from 100 to 1,000, from 1,000 to 2,000, etc. Because the goal again is gonna keep on moving. But once you set a goal, it's important to set a goal on every aspect of your life, because this is where the surrender and the magic happens, and things start opening for you to get to the goal. But if you don't have a goal, then it's difficult for the universe, but it's also difficult for people around you to help you out and to help you get there. So having clarity of your goal and having a stretch goal, not an easy goal, I feel is very important.
So I think it's like you're putting the intention in the world as well, that this is what I really want to achieve with your goal. And so the universe, along with people, along with everything, conspires for you to receive that goal.
Yes, and it's important to do it on every aspect of your life. So for example, on health, I have a 100 years plan. So my plan is to live to 100 years old.
I read that post on LinkedIn.
And but to still be healthy and full of energy, and to be able to run after my kids and my grandkids. I'm 50 now, so I still have 50 years to go. But there are a lot of things that I need to do now to be able to get to my 100 years plan. So the idea is to put a goal on every aspect of your life, not only on your career. I think this is key to be able to achieve balance, because I felt I was the happiest when I had a good balance on every aspect of my life.
I agree. Because when we say work-life balance, there is no work-life balance.
No.
Work is part of your life, and hence it's about the balance.
I don't talk about work-life balance anymore, and I don't like the term, because it's as if your work is in competition with your life.
Exactly.
Which is not the
so
case.
True, yes.
Exactly. So you need to look at the balance in your life. Because sometimes work is very important in your life, and you're giving it a lot of time. Some other times, let's say when you have very young children, or when you're just about to deliver, etc., you know that for the next 6 months, it's family that is going to be the major focus of your life. And that's okay. It's about balancing your life to be able to get to your purpose and your objectives on every aspect of your life.
Beautiful.
So it's not work against life. It's
Absolutely.
life and work being part of your life.
Love it. Absolutely. And that's what I've been working on and talking about. It's not in competition. I love the way you put it. It's amazing. I think we are one step ahead of the questions. So the next question is, how do you balance personal and professional priorities to thrive in each area of your life? And I think you beautifully answered that just now.
Yeah. Exactly. So it's not a competition. I look at my whole life. I put objective for my whole life. I usually have 2 or 3 areas that I'm focusing on at the same time, because you cannot focus on everything. And these become my priority. And this is the first thing that comes into my calendar. So let's say my top priorities are my family, the tribe or the purpose that I'm going after, and my health. And these are the first things that go in my calendar, and then the rest or the other areas fill my calendar, or else the calendar gets filled very fast and the things that are really important to you don't have time anymore. So you need to start the other way around. Like, you need to put your priorities, put them on your calendar, and then fill your calendar with other things as well.
I love it. That's so important. I think as leaders, we learn to prioritize in life so we can actually achieve everything. And that's important, like you said, to balance it out with every area of your life. Not only work or whatever, wherever you are in your life, like you said. It's beautiful. And
it changes with time.
Exactly.
So when people ask me, can we have it all? Of course you can have it all, but not necessarily all at the same time. And you can focus on 2 to 3 areas but I review this every 6 months, because I want to have balance. I want to have I do the Wheel of Life exercise, so I want to have 8 to 10 on every aspect of my life. But I know that sometimes, as long as it's by choice, it's okay that one of the area is a 2 for the next 6 months, because you chose this to be, because there's somewhere else that you want to focus. But the whole thing is, when you get to 80 years old and you look back at your life, or 100, since I want to live to 100, and you look back at your life, you need to be happy that you were able to thrive on every aspect of your life. But it's a journey. It's not today I need to have balance on everything.
Yes, absolutely. I think that understanding of that it's a journey is very important in life. So before I get to my last question, I want to ask you a little bit about YPO. We are in the same chapter, YPO MENA 1, and of course you have always been giving and are very active. So tell us a little bit about your role on that.
YPO has been one of the best things I've done on life. Like, definitely in the top 5 things that I've done that had a huge impact on my life. I've been very active, as you said, at the Lebanese chapter. I started with YPO Lebanon, so I was on the board of YPO Lebanon. Then at the regional board, I was learning officers for 2 years for MENA. Now I'm on the retail network. I'm the incoming global learning officer for the retail network. So looking at things more from a global perspective, and I love it. And in YPO, like in life, the more you give, the more you get back. So the whole thing about networks, because I have this question on networking. What is networking? Why do we network? I don't have time to network. So the whole idea of a network, you join a network to give. You join a network to give everything that you're capable of, to say, as long as, of course, you balance the time so that it does not, because at some point YPO was like a third of my time or 40% of my time. The whole idea is you join a network to give, and then it will come back to you in unexpected ways along the way. But you don't join a network to take. Yes. So this is what sometimes you have some people that do it wrong. For me, YPO was an outstanding experience. I learned a lot. I got a lot because I gave a lot, you know. So I think this is the key when you join networks.
That's beautiful, and thank you for all the work you do with the YPO, because it benefits all of us as well. So to close, I'd like to ask you, what are some common misconceptions about thriving, and how can we debunk them to better support our own growth and well-being?
I would say the most important one is to take accountability. Because if you really want to thrive, you need to believe that it's in your hands. It's not because of my boss or because of my parents or because of the situation or because the country I'm living with. Because if you blame others, you're not taking accountability, so you feel that you can't do anything about it. So the first step to thrive is to take accountability. This is my life. I'm the driver of my life. I'm responsible for thriving in every aspect, understanding what you want from your life, because my journey is different from your journey. What I want is very different from what you want. So we have real personal journey. We're not competing with anyone.
Yes.
It's us with us. So having clarity of what you want from your life, and then putting objective on every aspect and going for it,
So
but
I
number
love
one
this.
would be accountability.
Yes, no, I love this, and I believe and I live by this. But there are, a lot of people who question that, how does accountability and everything else come in role when you have not been given equal opportunities, or like people who come from India? What is your take on that? I would love to know.
Because it's like you're also, when you say I haven't been given opportunity, you're also blaming others. So I come from a small country that is Lebanon,
Yes.
that has been having crisis after crisis
Yes.
after crisis.
Yes.
So at the end of the day, it's on you. Like, you're gonna be given a lot of opportunity. Each one of us has unlimited potential, but then it's your decision to tap into this potential or not to tap into this potential. If I say I haven't been given opportunities, and again, there's something that I learned that's very important, is that the brain is here to prove you right. So if you say I haven't been given equal opportunities, your brain is gonna prove you right.
So make your mind your best friend, not
Of
your
course,
enemy.
of course, your mind is your best friend. Your mind is here to support you and to prove you right. The only problem or the only challenge is that the mind doesn't know what's right or wrong. So the mind doesn't know if you were given equal opportunity or not. But if you say you were not given equal opportunities, your mind is going to believe you, and it's going to push the fact that you haven't been given an equal opportunity. So it's going to highlight what you did not, what you were not given. So because when you decide that you want to buy a red car, you start seeing red cars everywhere.
Yes,
what
absolutely.
does this mean? It means that the brain is going to filter whatever you want to see. Yes. So if you say I was not given enough opportunity, the brain is going to show you the opportunities that you were not given instead of showing the opportunity that you were given.
So
because we
your
all
positives.
have unlimited potential. But you need to believe that you have unlimited potential. You need to tell yourself that you have unlimited potential so that you can tap into this potential and do something with it.
No, absolutely.
So I do believe that everyone was given opportunities.
No, that is absolutely true, and I do believe in that. And as a coach and as a mentor, and as you are a coach as well, I think for people who cannot do it alone, we help them to be able to understand this concept. But there are a lot of people, when you speak to them, they do question you and ask you that, oh, but you have been given a lot more on your platter. So I love this perception that it's about the mind, it's about how you perceive life and how you perceive your situations in life that make you become the best version of yourself or stay where you are in life.
Absolutely, it's on you. It's your choice.
It's
as long as you
accountability.
decide that it's on you, you can do something about it. And everyone can do they can do whatever they want to do, and they can be whoever they want to be, as long as they believe it and they work towards it as well.
Yes. Absolutely. So it's about discipline, it's about understanding yourself, it's about understanding who you are, what you're meant to do, setting goals that we learned. So that's how I guess you can thrive.
Absolutely. And there are a lot of things that we can do to support. So just for people who are interested, they can follow on Instagram, The Catalyst of Growth. We have a YouTube channel. We have online classes that people can follow on their own, or they could join the Empowering Tribe if they are female leaders. So I'm very excited to have more and more people joining the community, because the impact has been incredible and I've been loving it.
Yes, and together we'll make sure that it reaches
100,000
women for sure.
Exactly,
Thank you again. Thank you for your
you.
time, and I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for watching this episode. Please like, share and subscribe with whoever needs to hear this. Thank you for your time.